Yep.
Okay, hi. We are from group 9. So I will introduce ourselves first.
My name is Ramira binti Abu Bakar. My magic number is 173982.
My name is Syara Shazwani binti Nur Azwan. My metric number is 175721.
My name is Wani Izzah, metric number 175071.
I'm Nur Sufi binti Kamar Zaman, matrix number 174711.
Hi, my name is Nofara Fatiha binti On and my metric number is 175080.
Hi, my name is Maria Shafika Ghazali, 175227. Okay, so our topic for discussion would be safe, meat, healthy human.
Yeah. For the second LAX, right?
Yes, for the second next.
So basically what are we trying to talk about today is about meat production and about meat safety for human consumption.
Yes. So basically, if the animal is healthy, so it will produce safe meat for us, for humans to consume. So what factors that affect human health actually?
I think the safety of the meat or the quality of the meat can be divided into two sections. How we manage it before the animal slaughter, and also after the animal slaughter, and how does the meat was managed or processed for human consumption.
Meaning at the farm itself and
At the
also
farm, there are 2 stages, at the farm, and then after the animal slaughter at the slaughterhouse, like how they cut meat.
at the slaughterhouse and also during at the market.
Meaning more to management side.
Management side.
Basically, it's all about pre-harvest and post-harvest.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
the
that's the point.
Alright, let's talk about the pre-harvest first.
Yes.
So pre-harvest is a management of the animal before we slaughter the animals. It's like we have to manage their hygiene, the environmental factor, their nutrition, and then how the farmer
Handles the
handles the
animals.
animals before they slaughter the animals.
So for examples like in dairy farm, the cow itself, the condition of the cow itself, and also the handler and the environment is considered as a pre-harvest, can be under the pre-harvest management. So the cow itself, like the disease, like the other health, we can assess through tests like CMP tests to decide whether it has clinical mastitis or subclinical mastitis. And for the handler, it must wear gloves or like wash his hands, a proper attire, so that it will not contribute to introduction of like disease. For the environment, like the flooring and also the milker management, milker systems, it must be maintained thoroughly, and also do regular checkup for the maintenance, because there might be some contaminations at the milking systems.
But this for the dairy cattle, right?
Yeah.
How about beef cattle?
Yeah,
But since we're
for
talking
beef
about meat.
Yeah, since we are talking about meat, it is quite similar, but in terms of the product, we are talking about the meat production, right? So in terms of meat, we need to focus on meat diseases, perhaps something like the worms that infect and cause like lesions towards the meat. That one is more on the swine, right? And also we need to focus on one more thing about meat production is about the drug withdrawal period. Yeah, that is another thing that we need to look into at the pre-harvest state of the meat production.
To add more on the drug withdrawal period, there's a lot of things going on about the antibiotic resistant things that are affecting humans. I think mostly it's not because of us misusing antibiotics, but then it's more to the farmers that keep on they keep on give antibiotics for any kind of disease that occurs in their farm without consulting us as the veterinarian. So that is why when they don't consult us, they tend to mix and match all these antibiotics, and whichever works will cure the disease, but whichever does not work will induce resistance towards the bacteria itself, and then when they cull the animal before the withdrawal period, it will cause us, it will lead to the residual inside the meat itself, and then when we eat the meat, we will get the antibiotic, and from there we get the antibiotic resistance towards the bacteria.
How about the rumors saying about the poultry meats have these growth hormones? Yeah, I don't think that is true, right?
Yeah, because from our experience during practical, we see the daily progression of the chickens, especially broiler. So actually, the important thing to increase the growth of the chickens in 1 month, like 30 days, right? It's actually the good nutrition, good feeding management, and also housing system.
Yes,
Good ventilation also contribute to the good growth of the chickens.
And then to add
To add,
To add to your point, basically for broilers industry, we have a very immense number, right? So logically, if someone said that they use growth hormone, so it is not logic to actually inject one by one of the animal for the growth hormone.
and the growth hormone itself is very expensive
Yes.
for them to sell that one chicken for like 7 ringgit in farm price. So it's not applicable in this matter.
yeah. And also one more point that's the truth is how the chicken can actually grow within just a month is because of their genetic and not because of induction of growth hormone actually.
yeah, the genetic that you say about, I think it's improved genetic
Yeah.
based on selection that we did before this.
So I think we have to talk about the pre-harvest state. Now let's talk about perhaps the
Post-harvest.
yeah, maybe at the slaughterhouse, or perhaps before that about the transportation or something.
So I think it's transportation. It actually depends on what type of animal you're handling. For transportation, it will fall under the category of post-harvest for dairy cows, for the dairy cattle, because after you have yielded the milk, you must be storing it into some container. So in that container, you will transport it to another place. So during that transportation, it will actually considered as post-harvest.
Besides that, I think for meat, in terms of meat, during poultry, for poultry, we also have transportation of chickens from broiler farms to the processing plants.
Yes.
So during the transportation itself, there are some things that we need to do, like give multivitamins to reduce stress, because during transportation there will be a lot of stress due to a lot of chickens being compact together inside the lorries, and also during handling, the workers might handle the chickens very rough, and also the temperature, the temperature in our country is very high.
So we need to transport them at
So
night.
But then most of that doesn't happen, and they transport it during the day, especially during the raya period where they need a lot of high demand of chickens around.
So other than that, other than poultry, some farmers that transport cattle for meat production, they usually transport it by lorries, and then after they arrive at the processing plant, they have to shower the cattle first, because first to reduce the stress, and the other thing is to clean up their body that might be have dirt, feces
From the farm, right?
from the farm. So it can reduce the amount of infectious material to the meat better.
I think it's more on to prevent contamination.
Yeah,
during
contamination.
slaughter.
So after like the animal has arrived at the slaughterhouse, like the next important thing to do is like antemortem, right? To do inspection on the live animal before slaughter, just to see if there's any like condition that like
the appearance of the the animals itself before we slaughter it, like bruise, like other lesions, like
ulceration, nodules.
In case that happen during transportation or something, at least we can like separate them from the
for
cup.
further investigations.
It's like we do another physical examination to the animal before we slaughter the animals, right?
So that why we do this, because we need to have the good quality meat in order to gain trust from the consumers. So the processing plant, the people from processing plant needs to inspect the meat properly so that they will like divide which meat is good and which meat is not good, so that the consumer will get the good quality.
But then if I'm not mistaken, every processing plant will have their own vet, right?
Vet
Who inspect
and
the
also
animals.
halal inspectors, QC, quality control persons. There's a lot of person involved, so it needs a lot of commitment from all of those persons. Next.
And then other than that, they also want to reduce stress because to reduce the what PCA and what
Dry, dry, DSE, dry stomach acid, and dark firm, and dry. Oh, soft,
SSE,
soft.
sedative and
it's all about the meat itself, because if the animal becomes so stressed, might be the meats of the animal become
The taste, is it?
Yeah, the taste
The appearance also.
will be changed.
It have
Pale, PSE, pale stomach acid.
The anti-acidic.
Dark firm and
is that caused by the stress or what?
this is
Yeah,
all
yeah.
actually physiologically
Changes, right?
changes.
Due to
That's why,
stress.
that's why
Due
after
to stress.
transportation, we need to allow them to rest for at least half a day.
Something like that.
Because when they arrive in the morning,
That's
and then they will
Few
cut
hours.
it in the afternoon.
Something like that. They arrive very early in the morning.
I think other than the stress during transportation, it's also important to minimize the stress at the slaughterhouse itself. Like when you want to slaughter the animal, it's important to like you prevent the herd from seeing their other
I think that's more to animal welfare, right? Because animal welfare.
But
Okay, yeah, it's kind of stress on that. It's more to animal welfare.
there is still stress, right? So
Okay.
Do you guys know about the pheromones can be
Pheromone
pheromones?
is from male to female.
No, everyone has pheromones.
female also have.
You know when the animals know that something gonna bad happen to it, then it will release that pheromone.
something like
So
scared.
that herd might catch that pheromones and feel scared.
It's like signal. Oh, this is danger signal. Okay.
It does exist.
Okay.
Okay. So after slaughter, we do post-mortem inspection, right? So for post-mortem inspection, basically we check the meat so that there is no like just now Mira said about cysts, cysts, because when we cut the meat, we can see like rice-like lesions due to sarcocystic.
It's a parasite.
It's a parasite.
Then we also inspect the organs
Organs,
for
yeah.
any lesions,
Just
We take samples,
especially the liver, right?
Why liver, heart?
Because liver, they store all the blood. The blood will be concentrated at the liver side. So anything happens, it surely will get circulated inside the liver.
How about the spleen?
Why not the heart?
What about the spleen?
Because liver, you know, like liver have a lot of functions, metabolize a lot of things, and also detoxify a lot of things.
Spleen is
Yeah,
mostly
spleen is
to produce
Ah.
RBCs. They do not filter filter all the bad things. Liver is the thing
And
that
also why not
filters.
heart is because they just pass through and heart only pump the blood and
Yeah.
not filtering, about
So if there
liver
is
has
any
major role.
disease, if there is any
Liver will
disease in the
surely
body, the liver will be surely affected.
I see.
The first thing to be affected will be the liver.
So basically, all of these organs will be taken. We will take samples, and perhaps we will do culturing to observe for any.
If there is any abnormalities in
if there is any abnormalities.
So the samples we take actually random samples to various carcasses. And then after sampling, what we do?
We also check for the drug residue.
How
How do you check how the
to
residue?
check?
Postmortem. During postmortem.
How you check?
I am not really sure, but we do that to check for the drug
Any
residue.
residue.
During the postmortem.
That's something new.
What else about meat inspection? Do you know?
I think meat inspection, during inspection, it's all about when there's good portion, they'll take it. If there's not good portion, they will either reject as a whole carcass or just reject that portion.
Okay, so after postmortem inspection, actually we'll go to the processing part, which is the packaging and the storage
Chilling,
part,
freezing.
chilling and freezing. So basically, through all those processes, we need to minimize the microbial contamination.
That is why we have so many types of storage. How they for example, they pasteurize the milk. They
What is the term?
Vacuum.
I know the terms.
I forgot the term.
But we so feel
No. Like barriers. Some
Ah.
barrier that you need to go
Obstacle.
to. Yeah.
Multi what? There's like many types of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Term about. No.
There's like you put
Technology,
many.
hurdle.
Hurdle.
Technology. So in hurdles technologies, actually, the bacteria itself need to like undergo many type of barriers or obstacles before it can actually cause diseases to the humans.
So we are attenuating it.
It means like we reduce
Reduce the
the
number.
occurrence of
the growth.
organisms. Like Shira said just now, pasteurization is also one of the technique for hurdle
And then they
technologies.
store in very low temperature for meat. Okay,
so
Recording.
Okay, it's okay. Continue
where were we to start?
about the milk
About the meat.
pasteurization.
And then the milk storage right after coming out from the milking parlour itself, we should control. And then
Story.
how about the meat? How about the meat?
After they
the meat will be frozen, right?
Yeah,
After
they
they-
chill.
They chill right after they cull the animal to. What we chill them?
Yes.
Why do we chill the meat?
Why not free?
We have to chill it first, like
Oh,
before.
To achieve.
Like if you just freeze it, the meat will like
Crystallize.
crystallize. Okay.
And how about cutting?
Cutting. Cutting also one of the technique. What do you mean by cutting?
For example, poultry chicken. Some of them they sell it as a whole chicken, and some of them they sell it in 9 pieces or something like that, right?
Which is
So
better?
it's according to your requirement. For example, if KFC they need the 9 pieces cut, or perhaps for Ayamas that they sell the whole chicken, so they need the whole chicken as a whole.
So what's the
Meaning like,
Measurement
meaning like
record.
if you do cutting, meaning there is more process towards the
Oh.
meat. So meaning there is more predisposed to any bacteria or anything like that. So
The more we process the
Yeah.
food, I think the lesser contamination that will occur from the bacteria. The more we process, like cutting for meat, we can mince the beef actually.
I think what she's trying to say is manual
new procedure?
manual procedure towards the meat itself.
mm,
Not using technologies and all. The manual procedure.
So the manual
cutting,
procedure will
handling of the meat itself,
Will-
using bare hands.
Does it predispose more
Increase-
towards
increase-
Increase bacterial contamination. We might increase because we do not know what to be touched. And then when we do not know what we touch, there's a lot of contamination on our palm. And then when we touch the meat, it will transfer to the meat itself. So the lesser the contact to the meat, will be much better.
That's why I think all the workers in the processing plants they need to wear gloves, like transparent glove to handle.
not only they
But
have
still, by using, I think, whenever you actually wear gloves, sometimes you think, oh, this one is clean, then you
Yeah.
start touching,
Touching
and then, oh,
elsewhere.
I'm still clean, then you start touching.
Touch everywhere.
And then you touch the meat, but then the glove itself is already like.
Yeah.
That's why there will be always contamination, even though you say that, oh, there's a lot of herbs that we use. There's like slight, even tiny possibility there will be contamination.
Other than that, other than just like the outer barrier for the workers, these workers at the processing plant, they are also vaccinated, I think, for certain diseases. I don't remember what diseases. Other than that, if they are sick, whatever, like for example, like feverish or sneezing or something, they are not allowed to work at the certain area, for example, handling the meat or carcass or something like that. Yeah.
And other than that, if they want to control the meat quality, they have these guidelines
Yes, true.
that come from
From who?
From the authority.
yeah, from the authority.
Food Act. Okay. So under Food Act, we have food regulations, which is like standard, food standard, and also food standard, microbiological standard, which is mandatory for us to follow, and then also microbiological criteria, which is advisory for.
Is it for? I think it's microbiological
guidelines.
You say criteria.
Oh, it's okay. So
I think we have discussed enough about the processing. Maybe we can discuss a little bit about the preparation and then we can conclude.
What do you mean the preparation?
Preparation is once the consumer can get the product.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because processing, how you know, your mom
Yeah.
bought the.
You must cook it above 60,
Yeah.
63
before you
degrees
cook,
Celsius.
you wash it first.
And then after that you store it inside the refrigerator. So the next day after that you're gonna start to cook it. So it's like that's the process.
And
Also,
before
like-
you cook, you can also like ferment it or like put some
Marinate it.
marinated marinated.
Also, another important factor is that if you see that there is already changes towards the meat, it is better not to use it also still. Meaning like, you know, like when the doctor discusses about they still use a spoiled meat and then they cook it because they think it's still okay, and then later it causes food poisoning. Yeah, so there is another.
Which means there's a lot of bacteria
Yeah.
inside the meat.
Do not use it.
Because we know that there are some bacteria that are thermophile, some are saprophiles. So many of us think that if we just cook it to a high temperature, or the bacteria all will die.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the factors.
So the conclusion is that for us to consumer to be a healthy human, to be healthy, we need to consume a safe and good quality meat, which is from a healthy animal.
So how do we want to know that we are eating healthy? We have to know our rights and what
What are we eating?
Yes,
We must be
sir.
knowledgeable on what we are
Yes.
consuming.
because we are what we
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.